Okay, I just kept going and going. So I painted this little sort of bridge of light from these rocks and stopped them against here. I felt it could handle it well. I like it, you know, it sort of joins these two. It makes these pop a little more. It repeats this line above it. I haven't played with my potato yet. I'm not worried about that for the time being. I know what to do there. But what I did do was take, this was very sort of, I don't know, for snow it was kind of dark, gloomy looking. So I went in here with a little bit cleaner colors, meaning I used less burnt sienna, I suppose. So it's a mixture of ultramarine blue, yellow ochre, and white over here. And then over here I started to add a little bit more burnt sienna, but I added more white as well. I needed to make a little higher value. That night, I like that because it helped to define the underside of this shape here as well. So that's jumping out a little better now. It also strengthens this, which I think is okay. And then continued over to here, and then tapered off as we got over to the left-hand side. Then, something that's been bothering me since I painted it, I don't think I mentioned it, but it still bugs me, was this chunk of land here, you know, this rock. It was all very dark and very, uni-valued. It didn't have enough variety in it. The values and the colors needed to change a little bit. So I decided to take this slice of rock that I had already sitting there and join it with this and raise the values. This is really pretty much all raw umber and titanium white with just a hint of ultramarine blue. But raise the value of this so that this seems like more of a unit that's curling around. It's catching some light. You know, then we have some browns, and then we go to the very dark grays over here. But earlier there was this very dark slash of gray right across the whole thing. It needed to stop. So I decided to allow it to exist here, to here, to here, and taper out and stop right here. Now we have a whole other plane. You know, I know it's a mini plane. It's not a big difference, but it's enough. I may still do a little bit of work in there. We'll see. But vast improvements, vast improvements. Very happy with that. The whole notion of me continuing to play on this is that I really wanted to, as I mentioned, I think before, I had sort of a slice of interest across the painting here. But everything up here and down there just wasn't that interesting. I tried to move it up with the sky a little bit, but it's not quite enough. You know, I tried to make more interest in the rocks, but it wasn't quite enough. What I've done now tonight is, I think, pretty much enough. I don't think it needs much more. This is certainly more interesting than it was. I'm really glad that I laid this light in here. For all I know, the rocks might catch a smidge of light, the treetops might catch a smidge of light. Not going to worry about that, one thing at a time. What I do know, now that I've worked on all this and made this the bottom third, I guess, well, more than a third, but more interesting, is now, again, I think I have more license to work up into here. And yes, I need something in here. I'm not going to make it too strong. I don't think it's going to be these colors. More than likely, it's going to be somewhere between, well, something around the nature of this purples, but warmer than just purples, you know? I may bring in a little bit of this stuff. And the way it's all been working out, yeah, I felt that because this swept down, this needs to sweep up. However, now that we have more higher values here, this has suddenly become more interesting and draws the eye. The viewer will look at this and this and this all over the place, but they will go to here pretty quickly. So that, in a sense, in its own right, helps to balance the fact that we're dropping off here. It pulls the eye to the left, makes this less important. So, because we have this strength and this greater level of interest here, directly below this level of interest, the focal area, I believe I believe we're very, very well justified to, again, it's going to be soft, but raise the values a little bit into the sky here. We're trying to make, yes, it's a horizontal canvas. We're trying to make a bit more of a vertical painting on a horizontal canvas than it was up till now. So there it sits. I'm really happy with the progress. I feel like I've broken through a ceiling here, and I've grown some cojones and decided, okay, stop being so safe, stop making it all about this, you know, just push down and push up. So that's what I'm going to play with. I am not going to do it, I'm not going to do any more tonight. I'm not even going to publish this tonight. I'll probably put this online on Sunday. So, and then, yeah, after that, we'll see you next week. Hope the weekend's going well for you. See you soon.